Today, I will prove that Altseason is starting and you have to buy now. We will also talk about Bitcoin and a range of bullish news that are happening on the marketplace. We will talk about one coin and one ecosystem that should be outperforming Solana, moving further into the cycle, with very influential people in this space bullish on this coin and ecosystem. And we'll also talk about the most undervalued narrative at this stage, which should be going up like crazy when more people will be entering the crypto space. And I will provide you with 5 gems in this undervalued sector at this stage. If you like the daily content and timely updates I'm providing you, like this video, subscribe to this channel not to miss any alpha moving further, and let's start. Altseason is when Bitcoin dominance aggressively goes down. Bitcoin dominance is essentially a metric that shows how much of money in crypto are actually located in Bitcoin. When Bitcoin dominance is going down, it means that people are selling the Bitcoin and repositioning into altcoins. Bitcoin season is when Bitcoin dominance slowly goes up. In 2020, the same pattern appeared and I bought AVAX, Doge, etc., which made 140x plus each. You're still early to make 100x with altcoins. And we can see that this same metric on the same chart is actually flashing at this stage. Altseason 2017-2018, BTC dominance is going down like crazy. 2020-2021, the same thing is happening. And also take a look on how fast this actually is happening. We are just at the beginning of the whole thing, and you also should be positioned in some alts already that I will talk about and I will mention on this video, especially by the end of it. Altseason 2024-2025 just kicking off at this stage. Bitcoin dominance have reversed. We have a clear reversal pattern at this stage where Bitcoin dominance should be going down, bringing way more liquidity into altcoins. But just before we will go into crazy altcoin peaks, we have to talk about Bitcoin and what is happening with Bitcoin in the marketplace. Gold is dumping, Bitcoin is pumping. Crazy to see this. And crazy to realize this as well. We're definitely seeing the narrative adopted by the large funds that Bitcoin is digital gold. We've seen largest people in the industry like Jerome Powell and Ray Dalio accepting and talking about Bitcoin. And I would say this is the outcome of this type of price action. And the main reason for this from my point of view is the fact that gold is mintable. You can mine more gold and BTC supply is limited. If you're scared by the current BTC dip and altcoin dip, this is absolutely normal for things to happen in the crypto market out there. Bitcoin, if you can't handle a 20% dip, you don't deserve a 1000% pump. And we can see this is absolutely normal through the whole course of the bull markets previously. In 2017 bull market, we had 6 dips per BTC and they were way harsher than currently. And I would even tell you that current dips, they're not that harsh, mainly because of the reason that we have ETF present and we have Wall Street making the price of the asset stable. We had 5 dips in the previous bull run. One of them was as harsh as 60%, which is crazy. It obviously was COVID dip, right? And we've seen 5 Bitcoin dips thus far, which kind of might signalize that we actually might be topping the BTC cycle. But do you see this curve line? This curve line called parabola, assets in crypto, they usually follow this line. The main reason from my point of view is because this space is quite emotional, and that's why like this parabola pattern is actually something that is being played out the most on altcoins, on meme coins, on BTC essentially as well. And if you would draw this parabola over the price of BTC, you can see that currently we are extending into the last part of the movement, but last part of the movement is the most violent one. I would say this short term, right? No one knows what will be happening by the end of 2025, but just based on this parabola of movement and the amount of corrections that we have, upcoming price action on BTC should be just crazy. We are going to do something great with crypto. Donald Trump on the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Let's listen to this video real quick. It's only 14 seconds.
You're embracing crypto, very different from the previous administration. Strategic petroleum reserve like for crypto?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to do something great with crypto because we don't want China or anybody else, and not just China, but others are embracing it and we want to be the head.
The interviewer asked, are you going to do something nice with crypto, strategic Bitcoin reserve? And Trump responded, yes, I think so. This is crazy. No one could have thought about it 2 years ago, 3 years ago. For the whole time, crypto was existent on the marketplace under heavy regulations, under heavy operations choke points by different governments in the world. And that's why I'm telling that I think the targets that we have, they're just too low. I think we will have our first pumpage currently when people with PTSD will essentially sell, and then it will just go bananas right after it. Breaking: Texas State Rep Giovanni Capriglione officially files for a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the state of Texas. Do you understand what is happening? I told you about this happening 2 days ago. This video, by the way, got very small amount of views out there. I think you should go and check it out. It's a very good one as well. And we can see that already state of Philadelphia, state of Florida mentioned it, and right now we have a filing from state of Texas out there. And Russia also had the same type of statement. So we're seeing the start of this Bitcoin war happening because Russia will probably be buying BTC with Chinese money. It's almost the same state at this stage. So you can see 2 states have officially introduced strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation, and we also talked about Philadelphia and Florida on that video as well because they mentioned it. US states are now introducing their own strategic Bitcoin reserve legislations. The USA will be mass buying Bitcoin. Crazy. No one could have imagined this would be happening. Breaking: 872 billion Standard Chartered Bank says Bitcoin will hit 125k by year end and 200k by the end of 2025. I agree with the by year end target. 200k by 2025. If we will be seeing the same dynamic, I would say it's just too bearish. It's too low from my point of view, right? Bitcoin quietly just had its highest daily close ever. Meanwhile, fund rates are below normal, leverage still wide, and ETFs are seen day after day of relentless inflows. I would say that the most important thing is that funding rates are below normal, which means that this pump up did not happen on leverage. This pump up happened on people buying on spot, which means that you have to understand we still have a lot of leverage upside left in the tank. Even if you would think that no one is going to ever buy Bitcoin on spot moving further. It's crazy. It's crazy from understanding that we are at the current levels and the leverage is fully wiped out and no one is leveraging anything at that stage. Only me. And I suggest you, I think you should be doing the same. In 2024, Binance recorded an incredible 21.6 billion in user fund deposits. Average Bitcoin deposits grew from 0.36 Bitcoin to 1.75. So this one is very interesting because from one point of view, it might mean that people are actually depositing more Bitcoin and that people that were holding Bitcoin, they're actually selling more, which might be happening due to the fact that the price did 5-6x on the course of like 1 year plus, right? So people are definitely might be taking some profits. And following some statistics that I was showing in the yesterday video, I told you that whales and funds, we're seeing this on chain. They're buying BTC, nothing is happening, but smart money, people that have from 30 to 100 BTC, they start to take profits. And this is another point for the alt season to essentially happen. And from one point of view, we have a range of bullish news on Bitcoin. From other point of view, we should always be thinking, why we were not receiving this type of bullish news at the bottoms? Because they were definitely happening. One of the reasons for them is that probably smart money, they're trying to create a distribution phase already. So they're trying to create additional liquidity for them to be able to sell at these levels. And we also have change of hands because it's very interesting. Smart money, they are not selling into retail currently. They are selling into funds at this stage, which is something that was never happening before, which is something that definitely tells that this asset should sustain the current levels and should continue from here as well, because funds are just accumulating and buying more and more supply. We're not talking about even retail at this stage. It means that retail will probably be coming a bit later into the whole picture as well. And we'll probably more focused on altcoins because interesting piece of statistics I was also shown is that one of the recent pumps on altcoins was not actually happening based on the fact that people were selling the Bitcoin and buying altcoins. Nah, it was happening because people were allocating the stable coins that they had into altcoins, which is a very great difference in comparison to the previous cycles as well, and definitely signalizes that there is way more money in Bitcoin at this stage. But despite BTC ETF, we also have Ethereum ETF, and all these funds, they should be allocating into Ethereum quite soon, sparking up the larger altcoin season. There are some projections that Ethereum should widely reprice to $10,000, like in a very short time. We'll see if this will be happening. USDT deposits surged from $19,600 to $230,000, reflecting the rising interest from professional and corporate investors. This is something I just mentioned, very interesting. I was not reading this part of this sentence. Very interesting. It means that larger money are finally coming into the space. And right now, what you have the option to do, you actually have the option to position yourself along with the large smart money out there. My picks are altcoins at this stage, and I will share some of them in the most undervalued narrative by the end of the video. By the way, if you like the alpha, if you like the research at this stage of the video, please consider pressing the like button. It helps the channel to grow, it helps more people to get to know this information, which is vital for the crypto journey in this market. And before we will be diving into the most undervalued crypto narrative at this stage, which should have the most upside, we have to talk about one ecosystem. One ecosystem I first started to mention back in December of 2023. I think this essentially was around the time when I created this channel, and since then the ecosystem was doing quite well. It has a large market share at this stage, which probably is the reason why you should be careful about it at this stage, but still we should be seeing way more volumes coming into the ecosystem, and I will provide you with several points of why this ecosystem is actually undervalued at this stage. Ecosystem I'm talking about is Sui. The first video that I ever made on this channel about Sui was 10 months ago, which has 10,000 views at this stage. Let's actually hear what I have to say about the price of Sui and the market cap of Sui at that time. I do think it might be 10 to 15x from here. And like these prices, these type of market caps, they would just sound like crazy in the bull market. In the bull market, you would be checking out this old video and you would be checking out these prices and you were thinking why I didn't buy more, why I was trying to take any profits, I should have just held, I would be making way more money in terms of these things. Unfortunately, this is exactly something that happened for a lot of people. But we have to focus on the current. We have to play this game as chess from only the current positions that we have. And that's why we have to look at Sui ecosystem and figure out if there is any upside left at this stage. What you should be buying in this ecosystem currently. Is this ecosystem bullish, or maybe it's actually topped and nothing is happening? Today, Sui's total DEX volume broke $35 billion and set a new 24-hour record for DEX volume, more than $466 million. Builders and users continue to push the boundaries of Sui DeFi, and we are just getting started. We can also see top inflows, which is a very interesting metric, and we can see that Sui is essentially number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at this stage. Sui inflows are smaller than Polygon inflows, Solana inflows, Base inflows, and Arbitrum inflows. It's very interesting that Arbitrum had a lot of inflows in this time frame as well. Just following this metric, it means that Sui can actually do certain catch-up at this stage. I think at least should be closer to the point number 2, 3 in the short term, especially when it will be developing over the cycle as well. And following this fact, following these inflows that will be happening on Sui, we might essentially understand and see that probably in terms of the market cap, in terms of the price of this coin, it will be reaching new highs as well. Whether or not it will flip Solana, hard to say at this stage. I will share some discussion and some talk from people who are holding Solana through the whole cycle just in a minute. But it's a very interesting question to focus on as well. Sui is also ranked number 2, except Ethereum, across the all cross-chain transfers at this stage. So market cap and price-wise, it definitely does not show this at this stage. Definitely does not. There are Ethereum layer 2s at way larger market cap than Sui at this stage. Breaking news, Binance has completed the integration of Binance stablecoin, which is called FDUSD, on Sui, powered by FD Labs HQ. Users can easily enjoy direct deposit and withdrawal between Binance and Sui network now. This is just one part of the adoption, right? Very bullish for the Sui ecosystem, because Binance is essentially the first funnel for people to come into crypto along with Coinbase, and for them to have easy onboarding on Sui network is actually very bullish. I have the second piece of news. Breaking news, Phantom is coming to the Sui ecosystem. One wallet, endless possibilities, intuitive multi-chain features. From native bridges to seamless asset swaps, you'll soon be able to explore everything Sui has to offer with the wallet trusted by millions. Phantom is crazy in terms of rankings currently. On the App Store, it's just doing very, very well. And it integrating Sui is quite bullish as well. Honestly speaking, we did not see a very, very nice wallets on Sui yet. They are nice for like in terms of the internal ecosystem, but they kind of lose from the competition point of view to Phantom and to others that are present on the marketplace. And the most competitive wallet, the best wallet at this stage, integrating Sui, is also huge. And stuff from Raul Paul. I do think you should listen to this guy because last cycle he was very, very bullish on Ethereum, right? And Ethereum just showed crazy performance. And through all of this cycle, since the bear market, he was very, very bullish on Solana. And Solana showed crazy performance at this stage. Look what he has to say currently. Sui and Sol, nice clean break. He's talking about Sui to Sol chart. This chart essentially shows how Sui is trading in comparison to Solana. If this chart is going higher, it means that Sui is outperforming Solana. If this chart is going lower, it means that Sui is underperforming Solana. Very, very easy to understand. We can also see that following this blue line is very, very simple. First of all, it also following a cup and handle pattern as most of the assets out there are forming. We can also see that we just had a clean breakout out of this range, which happened on the range of altcoins already, which happened on Sui as well. I can show it to you on the charts. Then it was followed by a crazy run out there. What this chart means is that if this chart is going significantly higher, it means that Sui will outperform Solana heavily, which means if, for example, you put $5,000 in Sui and $5,000 in Solana at this stage, you will be making much more money with your Sui $5,000 holding. Sui Solana, nice clean break. Sui should outperform for the rest of the bull market. I own both and I think both are fantastic in different ways. Sol is lower risk. Global Macro Investor, GMI, and every Pro Microsofts have more details on my current allocation, splits, etc. One word of caution is that Raul Paul is actually on the board of Sui as well, so he definitely has some interest. He's probably packed with the amount of Sui that he has, but he was consistently bullish on Sui through this whole cycle and especially since the summer as well. Crazy talking out there, and if you essentially were looking, for example, for the place to pack your profits or just something stable on the marketplace, it might be doing quite well. And for example, if before you were packing your profits into Solana or you were holding Solana, you really might consider Sui. And we're still very, very early. I think it's just only $7 to $10 billion market cap at this stage, right? It definitely has a room to grow. Small correction, the current market cap is $14 billion, but this chart is just up only. I'm sure that certain outflows are happening out of Solana into Sui at this stage and Sui ecosystem as well. But what if you want to experience larger gains on this marketplace? Sui might be doing 5-6x's from these levels in the best case scenario, right? But what if you want to make 10, 15, 20, 25x? What if you really want to position yourself in the altcoins that will be able to outperform heavily? And thinking of the alts currently, to be honest, you don't have that much choice at this stage because AI had the run already. We've seen some things in DeFi space pumping. We've seen some layer 2s on Ethereum pumping as well. The only sector that is still quite low at this stage and was underperforming heavily and should be breaking out like crazy. The only sector that can easily be called meme coins, but for retail, is gaming. And this is what we're talking about here. I will share 5 crazy altcoin picks about gaming. And I will have a small surprise for you by the end of the video as well about 2 absolute gaming altcoin gems. Very low cap, but you're buying in the bottoms. Therefore, your risks are low. First of all, why GameFi? Maybe this is a dead sector and nothing is happening out there. GameFi market size was valued at $10 billion in 2022, which was at depths of the bear market, if you remember. The GameFi market industry is projected to grow from USD 12.72 billion in 2023, which was still kind of a bear market, to USD 100 billion by 2032, which is pretty much a 10x over the whole industry. In the upcoming, how much? It's only 8 years from here. Can you actually imagine that 2032 is only 8 years from here? It's crazy how the time flies. Exhibiting a compound annual growth rate of 28.5% during the forecast period, increasing demand for play-to-earn gaming models and the growing adoption of blockchain technology in the gaming industry are the key market drivers fueling the market growth. Main speculation about this fact is that gamers would want to own their own assets, and they would want to be able to make some money in the process of while they're gaming, right? Because it's huge industry. A lot of people are spending the time gaming, the free time out there, 100%. This is the projection for the GameFi market out there. I do believe following the situation with the bull markets, we will be having certain spikes. Maybe by the end of 2024, definitely in 2025 as well. And for us to understand the situation with gaming coins, I would advise to check some of them which are from the previous cycle, which means that people who are coming back into the crypto market, they are buying these type of coins the first. We've seen this with XRP, it just happened. We're seeing that from the bottoms, X Infinity did not even do a 2x, right? This is your upside. XRP did 5 to 6x's. X Infinity did not do nothing at this stage. And this is why I'm saying that this sector is lagging at this stage, but this is where the upside is. 200% for Gala from the bottoms, still not that much in comparison. We do have a very famous Metaverse projects from the previous cycles, such as Sandbox and Decentraland. Sandbox did 250% from the bottom. Nice, but still, it's way less than XRP out there. And the Decentraland, which is kind of like a dead coin at this stage, nothing is happening out there, it did 80-90% from here. Despite the fact that actually at the recent tops, it was as much as 250%. Crazy price action, if you would ask me. Look at these guys. This is the list of gaming coins out there. Immutable X, Gala, Sandbox, Beam, X Infinity, Decentraland, Altcoin, Superverse. These are the largest gaming coins by market cap at this stage. Do you know what is the common trait that all of these have? Yes, of course, they are games in the first place, but the common trait that all of these coins have, they are actually Ethereum ecosystem coins. During the time when we are at the start of the Altseason, during the time when smart money are taking profits on the Bitcoin, and part of these profits is going to Ethereum and to altcoins, during the time when Ethereum ETF inflows are increasing on a daily basis, this by far could be the most non-obvious Ethereum beta play out there, which means that it will be receiving the craziest amount of inflows out of all of them. I'm not telling you to buy into these large caps, despite the fact they should be appreciating in value as well. If you don't want to take a lot of risks out there, you definitely can be buying into them, right? Just focus on the projects from this cycle that did not pump much yet. But today, I will be presenting you with the list of real gems out there that I've done my research on, that some of them I'm holding myself as well. I think they might be doing quite well, and I will be explaining the whole narrative behind them as well. But just before we dive in, it's quite interesting to focus on the part of statistics, games by blockchains. And we can definitely see that the largest amount of games is actually out there on Binance Smart Chain at this stage. I would argue about the quality of most of them, because I do remember the previous cycle, a bunch of games were releasing on Binance Smart Chain. I would even argue that most of them are quite dead at this stage. Second is Ethereum. And with Ethereum season kicking off, we definitely should be seeing a certain season happening, Altseason happening in BNB Smart Chain as well. And this is, guys, this is the piece of alpha that I think deserve crazy like button from you. Subscription and like button, because this is the piece of alpha that most of the market is actually neglecting at this stage and not understanding. Games by genre. The largest genre that is being played in crypto currently is PvP. Why? Because people want to be able to gamble on their money following their skills. If you think about that, these are meme coins in the first place. Meme coin is a game where people are gambling against each other, which is based, if you would think these are meme coins. Meme coins is a game where people are gambling against each other based on their skills. We can definitely also see that PvP is the largest played genre at this stage. Same as X Infinity. Two players start the game, they put in some chips, and the winner takes it all. These type of games are the ones that are doing the best out there. Second genre is action games at this stage. But just following your portfolio allocation, you might be thinking on, well, I would want to bet on something that really has an option to become really big, First of all, you should be betting on games that are in the PvP type of setup, where players are competing versus players in the close one-on-one combat. Virtual banking is also quite bullish on gaming. Crypto gaming, the most undervalued sector in 2024. Meme coins and AI tokens have had their time in the spotlight, but crypto gaming remains heavily undervalued. Are gaming altcoins the next big breakout sector? Here's why I'm betting on it and the top gaming coins I'm holding this cycle. Crazy piece of information. Virtual banking is a very good researcher in terms of altcoins in this market. Jusu, who is also a crazy crypto investor from the previous cycle as well, he believes in GameFi revival and he recommends to watch this space. It's quite interesting that one of these picks I actually have in the picks that I will be sharing with you today. Very nice. We can also not neglect Alex Becker because his channel is essentially the largest in the crypto space at this stage. He's bullish on gaming. He was bullish on AI, right? I do believe that AI is kind of reaching the potential at this stage, and very soon, very soon, there will be some videos about gaming popping up as well, which will spark up the move of the liquidity into this narrative. And here is the list. It's actually quite a close document. It was quite hard to find it in the first place. So press the like button if you appreciate this list at this stage. If you would want to just check out the full list, you can pause the video and see it. Current list and coins I've owned and discussed. So these are the coins that Alex Becker essentially owns, which essentially helps us to understand that there is a higher chance that he will be talking about them. There is some low caps at this stage, but they're quite nice, that you might be thinking on position yourself in, mainly because of the fact that his AI picks from this list, they've done crazy well. Real world asset pick peeling done crazy well, right? Which helps us to understand that his gaming picks, they have a high chance of doing crazy well as well. GameFi tokens showing incredible momentum today. Sand and Gala lead with gains over 18%, while all tokens post double-digit growth. Crazy, because this is the post from CoinMarketCap from yesterday, from December 12th. This is just the start, guys. You still have time to position yourself in this crazy narrative, which should be outperforming most of the stuff that is happening on the marketplace at this stage. First pick I wanted to share is Heroes of Mavia. Heroes of Mavia is a clone of Clash of Clans game, which was very popular on mobile devices and still popular to a certain extent. Heroes of Mavia market cap at this stage is $58 million with a fully diluted valuation of $380 million. Just look at this chart, guys. It's been down only through the whole year since the launch, and at the launch the price of this thing was as high as $10. Right now it's at 1.5. Currently we'll try to understand whether or not this asset actually have a chance to come back to previous all-time high and above. Mavia has in-game currency called Ruby, and it's very interesting because it's not like a default play to earn model as in previous cycle that was just leading to the fact that these gains and these assets, they will eventually die. They have very interesting model that kind of the supply of this thing is limited and it dependent on the amount of players that are essentially playing in the game, right? So it's limited in the first place, and it's not minted, like it doesn't have the price. You cannot actually buy the internal token of the game anywhere. You cannot be doing that, right? It only can be farmed in game, and it only can be farmed with NFTs in game as well. And these NFTs, they can only be purchased with Ruby, right? And then some of the NFTs, they can be sold and transferred into Mavia token itself. Very interesting model. And this is essentially the way they're trying to solve the inflation issues that happened with play to earn in the previous cycle. We had Jesse Pollock from Base play our game, and it's safe to say he loved it. Based Mavia. Imagine Jesse Pollock saying something about like any meme coin out there. It will just send the price right away. It's crazy. And here we have this piece of news from yesterday. I'm giving you the alpha right away. I think you should subscribe to this channel not to miss this type of alpha, because this just happened yesterday. No one is paying attention. It only got 10,000 views. Jesse Pollock, who is the main architect behind Base, playing the game and being bullish on the game. This is crazy. Mavia is building on Base. We have chosen Base as our layer 2 to scale the Mavia ecosystem. Fast, secure, low cost, and incubated by Coinbase. Base is the perfect fit to support Mavia's rapidly growing mobile player base. A thread on why we chose Base. Crazy if you think about that, because we had a meeting of Trump with the CEO of Coinbase in the US, and the speculation is that there might be a very huge operation coming on how US dollar will be able to crystallize and strengthen itself as the world reserve currency one more time. And the way it will be done for stablecoins and for crypto, the way it will be done is through enabling the crypto stablecoin infrastructure for anyone outside of US to be able to open up US-based companies to exchange value in crypto. And stablecoin, which is USDC, is obviously based on US dollar at this stage, right? Crazy to think about what might be happening to this ecosystem, and the fact that Mavia is base ecosystem, the fact that Jesse Pollock is playing the game. It's crazy. They also recently released Ruby Marketplace, which is an NFT marketplace which allows for players to transact and actually earn money from the items that they earned in the game and are earning in the game currently. A certain bit of FUD happened around Mavia yesterday. The certain bit of FUD happened around Mavia recently, mainly because through the recent dump, through the recent flush on the marketplace, it dumped heavily. I personally even got liquidated on my longs, which was not that great. I thought I would be able to loan them through the whole cycle, right? This is the explanation. 3 hours ago, a wallet may belong to Mavia investor or team deposited 675,000 Mavia, around 1.73 million, around 2% of circulating supply, to Bybit. 2 weeks ago, another wallet received 4.2 million Mavia, around $6 million, from team and transferred $1.6 million to this wallet and other wallet as well. He still holds totally 3.44 million tokens, around $8 million, around 8%, 9% of circulating supply. So I do believe the speculation that might be happening here is that, wow, he's probably dumping the coin, and that's why like things are happening the way that they are happening. From my point of view, the dump that we've seen was mainly happened because of the fact that the coin was over leveraged, and the market cap for this coin is still quite low. Like I think it was like at $80 to $90 million market cap. That's why when we had this large leverage liquidation, it dumped heavily. Like we've seen a crazy flush because it was just over leveraged from my point of view. And the reason I'm coming up with this type of explanation is because I've seen this on a range of coins happen as well. A range of coins that I was unfortunately longing that have low market cap and that were over leveraged as well. Moving further, Binance Futures is planning to delist Mavia this December, but instead of selling, I believe this is a buying opportunity. Here is why. Very, very interesting speculation to check out. Price has broken out of the range it has stuck in since August and is now retesting the range from above. 100% this is happening. Binance has previously delisted futures only to list the tokens on the spot market later. However, the reasoning behind this sequence remains unclear to me. Given Mavia's high trading volume and a Wintermute partnership, crazy. It's also partnered up with Wintermute. It's also actually Binance Labs are also one of the main investors into this thing as well. Jesse Pollock, Coinbase, Binance Labs, Wintermute, guys, something is brewing right here. Neo Tokyo, which is NFT community by Alex Becker, is also balls deep into this coin, if you didn't know. The delisting doesn't seem to be due to low trading activity. Mavia has multiple positive catalysts lined up for December. Utility tokens are in demand and gaming NFT demand is about to surge too. Mavia fits perfectly into this narrative. So this was shared on December 6th, right? This was happening before the dump. Right now, I would say we are kind of the levels of retest of this dump. The only issue I would say you need to have with Mavia is that the fact that fully diluted valuation is quite high. It's essentially at 400 million at this stage. But I was checking out the unlocks. First unlock should be happening in February. Second unlock should be happening in May. Till February, we still have a bunch of time. Even me, I might be taking some profits before February out there. Coin number 2, Ancient 8, which is actually a gaming platform, layer 2 on Ethereum. This is not the pick that I found myself. I initially have seen this on a different YouTube channel, but I do think the thesis behind this thing is great, and I do think it's undervalued in comparison to the competition out there. And what's interesting about this coin is that if you scroll down and you can see where it actually is listed, you can see it listed on Coinbase, which is crazy, crazy nice. For a $90 million asset to be listed on Coinbase, right? It's OP stack based. OP stack based is essentially Optimism is providing a technology stack for other layer 2s to be able to develop themselves. For example, Blast is also based on Optimism stack, and Ancient 8 is also based on OP stack, right? A lot of people, they like and love to invest not into games and gaming sector, but into platforms because they see this as less risk, right? But from my point of view, the issue that you have with gaming platforms is they cannot be seeing largest possible growth in terms of the market cap, just because it's very hard for them to reach product market fit in comparison to actual games. Like gains like Axie Infinity, they are not possible if you invest into platform. Although we do have Gala from previous cycle, which is kind of like a gaming studio, right? Gaming platform, which also received a very nice growth out there. So it's essentially up to you. And they also have received a grant from Optimism recently. They fundraised $11 million from a range of VCs out there, something like Pantera Capital, which is also quite nice for crypto market, and they're famous for essentially pumping crypto projects out there. Vesting is not that bad for the A8 at this stage. The only issue is that the upcoming unlock is happening on December 17th, which is in 4 days from now, which is, I think, why this is the reason of why they pump the price right now, and we've seen a 3x from the bottom, 3 to 4x that this thing did just recently, probably because they're looking to have slightly higher price before the unlock will happen. But unlock will only unlock around 1% of the supply in the marketplace, which is around $3.5 million of selling pressure of this asset on the marketplace. In the gaming season, should be going higher. It's definitely a better situation than with unlocks with some other projects out there. RV Gochi, something I was sharing as well quite previously, and before the recent flush, I was also unfortunately liquidated on my longs on this thing, right? Things that you might like about this coin is the fact that it actually is listed on spot Binance right here, and it also is listed on Coinbase, on spot Coinbase, which means that obviously it also listed on futures. Crazy to think because the market cap of this thing is only at $70 million. Now, this is the project of the previous cycle, right? You might think that it might be kind of dead, although they're essentially providing some nice updates and then things like that. I've downloaded the game myself yesterday. I'm not very bullish on the game itself, but speculation-wise, should be doing quite well. Another very strong point from the speculation point of view is that Trump, the president of the United States of America, I was sharing this yesterday, he actually bought 3 crypto assets, and one of them was RVIF, which is crazy. RVIF received a very nice pumpage from the fact that Trump started to buy RVIF, right? But this thing did not receive it yet, probably because of the fact that not a lot of people essentially know about it. And if you remember, I was just showing you the post of Jusu, a very famous crypto investor from the previous cycle, right? And he has this game on his list of GameFi coins on the screenshot that he essentially shared. So interesting things might be happening for this one. I'm longing it myself currently, and I just love the narrative of it being present on both Coinbase and Binance as well, because it means that it will have a very easy access for retail, and therefore it actually might grow in the first wave of growth for the coins out there. Also, just recently, 3 months ago, it's quite recent, it had a Binance Perpetuals listing, but as of now, it also is listed on Binance Spot. We can also see that based on the average monthly returns, the best time for returns for this game usually was happening in Q1 and Q4 in previous years, which is essentially from October till December and from January till March, right? You can see February 2021, 120% increase in price. So it's very nice from my point of view to be holding this thing currently, because you're kind of in the time frame when historically this thing was going up. Therefore, we speculate that this thing might be going up in the current time period as well. It's up from the bottom, I do believe, around 40 to 50% at this stage, following the fact that it's pretty much a better play to RVIF, right? It's called RVIF Gochi, like Tamagotchi, but RVIF Gochi. Interesting. A lot of coins like this in the peak of frothiness of the previous cycle, they were pumping up just because of the fact that they had the name of the main token in the name, right? And the fact that it's also listed on Binance and Coinbase. Like, there is a very, like, trust me, there is a very small amount of gaming projects out there with this type of market cap. And interesting thing about this one is that fully diluted is also equals the current market cap as well, right? Very small amount of gaming projects with this type of market cap that are listed on both Coinbase and Binance, which means that this thing should be receiving liquidity inflows the first, because it's easily accessible for retail. Mavia is an Ethereum layer 2 solution. The purpose is to scale crypto gaming. They partner up with Starkware. The market cap currently is $86 million. FDV is $167 million at this stage. It also had a nice dumpage in the recent flush. Interesting thing about this coin is that it's actually an Alex Becker list. So the speculation there might be is that there is a very high chance Alex Becker will be mentioning this coin and pumping this coin moving further into this cycle. And the speculation for the short-term growth of this thing is that the next unlock for this coin should actually be happening on January 7th, which should bring a sell pressure of $2.35 million in case they will be dumping the early investors. They will be dumping the whole supply right away. Maybe they won't, maybe they will. Usually they are doing this, right? But the speculation there is that before the unlock, these coins are usually going up in prices because the marketers and market makers of the projects, they're pushing this thing to provide a better price and better liquidity for VCs to dump if they would want to be doing that. Last but not least is World. This thing is around 320 million market cap at this stage, so you definitely cannot call it a low cap. Unfortunately, it quite pumped from the bottoms, right? I think I was actually mentioning it in my private Discord before the pump, because I know this project from the previous cycle. This is one of the, essentially why I'm bullish on this thing is because we only have very few Metaverse projects. We pretty much have Sandbox, Decentraland, and we have World. And the only project that is kind of from previous cycle, and the only project that is kind of from this cycle, like something that is showing constant updates at this stage, is World. And if you think about that, this is like the only modern Metaverse project. It's very, very bullish by itself because kind of should have no ceiling. And in comparison to Decentraland and Sandbox, it has far better quality and the market cap is far smaller as well. It did a 200% from the bottoms, which is 3x at this stage. Quite nice price action if you can see. And this might be your type of stable, safe exposure into the gaming out there. But I would say you should be careful just because of the fact that it did 3x already. Unlocks wise, fully diluted valuation is actually equal to the market cap currently, which means that there are no unlocks, no VCs to dump on you. It's fully diluted at this stage because essentially it's a token of previous cycle and all of the coins went out through the depths of the bear market. Now, I know I promised you 2 low cap gem gaming coins. Unfortunately, I cannot provide you with them currently. There are several reasons for this that I won't be disclosing right now, but this video needs to get 200 likes. They are low cap. They have crazy products. They have crazy ecosystem, crazy people shilling them, essentially, mentioning them. If something like this would be happening for a meme coin, it will be up 100 million market cap, 200 million market cap. These things are less than $10 million market cap at this stage. 200 likes, and I'm covering this in the next video. Overall, thank you very much for watching this one. Hope you appreciate the overview. We'll be seeing. Stay healthy and rich, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.